coming, no power plant. We're here today to talk about the zoning. It's not going to be an informational power plant meeting per se. It's just going to be strictly talking about the zoning initiative that we're putting together. And as I think most of you know, the timeline that we're doing this is we would like to finalize the language by the end of the month. I think we have the 25th as our shooting thing to get everybody's input. And
well, the 12th we need the inputs. The 25th is when we want the lawyer to be
so
done.
by the 12th we want everyone's input. So after you hear everything today, you can feel free to email. You know, either Jim or I. Just give us all your comments.
Or you can go to the website and just hit the contact us, and it'll say info@buildingbetter, and that will get to you.
Yep. Sherry has that email as well, so one of us will get it. So if you have any comments after today, just feel free to email. And so if we get all the comments in by the 12th, our time frame is by the 25th. Get it with the lawyer, get it all nailed down, and then this summer we will be going out with all the petition signatures. So we're really going to need everybody's help to help with that, especially I was trying at one of the last big council meetings to kind of get everybody's name with all their districts and stuff, so I can kind of get everybody out and everything, but kind of didn't work. But so I will need, we've got so many volunteers in District 2, so I mean, if you're in other districts, please let me know, because we're going to need everyone going out to all 5 districts to get all the signatures. So, so that's our time frame. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our expert in zoning.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out on a Saturday. This is going to be our last public meeting or briefing on the zoning. This is our 3rd one. We've had it posted since November, and I've incorporated a lot of comments as we've gone along. And even this briefing, I think a few of you were at the last briefing, there's been changes that we've incorporated, both because of council comments, emails we got from folks, and comments at the meeting. So we are listening, and we are changing the zoning to accommodate what we hear as we go through this process. Can everybody hear me, or do I just hit the down button?
Oh, the down arrow.
Okay. There you go. Pardon? Oh, let me introduce. I'm Jim Light. I'm with Building a Better Redondo. We're teamed with Dawn as part of the
I'm
No
Dawn
Power Plant
Esser.
group, nopowerplant.com. Just a resident here in Redondo Beach who's concerned about the waterfront and what's going on with the power plant. Okay. That's good input.
Jim, maybe you want to tell them what your background is a little so they understand why you are
I don't want to get into a big background thing.
Yeah,
I
just a
first
little.
got involved in the city stuff here in 2002 for Heart of the City, if any of you were here. I used to do environmental impact reports when I was in the Air Force, because I'd start a project up at Vandenberg Air Force Base in Santa Barbara County, and they're very strict on environmental law. So I had to take all the courses and what the legalities were and all that kind of stuff, and then I'd hire consultants to produce them, but my signature was on the page, and I was legally bound to if there were any imperfections in the EIR. So when the Heart of the City EIR first came out, the first thing I did was go to open up the traffic section, because that's very basic math with some tables you look up and you just multiply. And it was so flawed, I just thought, there's something wrong here. Somebody either intentionally cooked the books or there's some flawed data somewhere that crept in the system. So I brought it up in front of the Planning Commission, and they totally disregarded the inputs and voted unanimously for the past EIR. Brought it up, sat down with several of the councilmen, and pointed out where the traffic data was wrong, and it had to be wrong. For example, Torrance Boulevard, on the day that they did their traffic study, where they did the count the cars, they said 20 years later, after they built the 3,000 condos and the 650,000 square feet, they said that rate turn traffic there was going to be less than it was that day. And just that basic thing, anybody sitting here, if you pointed that out, you go, something's wrong. And they didn't care. They just wanted to ramrod the thing through.